Good evening, Randomizer fans, and welcome to the epic third place matchup of the Final Fantasy Randomizer 2020 co-op tournament. My name is Lorfin Borfin, and joined with me in the booth today is Luffy. How's it going, Luffy?
Going great tonight, Fizzle. Expect a fantastic race between these two teams. They've had fantastic tournaments, and it should be a really exciting matchup tonight.
So, on the left side of our screen, we've got the Upstarts, Gregly and Dangwoo, the name brand anti-team. What do you think their chances are?
I mean, you gotta like their chances tonight. Gregly, a savvy veteran, along with Dangwoo, they're both tremendous runners. Really came close in the semifinals. Really like the chances they have tonight.
And over on the other side, we've got Burt Reynolds and Jet 2980 as our Canadian representatives, Team A.
Yep, you gotta love our friends north of the border up there. Depending on what happens tonight, win, lose, or draw, I'm sure the North will remember the outcome of this.
Nice. Well done. So we're going to lift the gate on them, and we're going to get started very, very shortly. So we are running off of the finale the finals version of the flags for the tournament. Basically, things that have carried over from previous weeks. We've still got floor entrance shuffle, we've still got town shuffle, we've got all that good stuff.
Yes, sir, that is correct. There will also be deep towns tonight as well, so we look forward to seeing something deep in a dungeon, 7 to 10 layers deep, I'm sure.
And we're off, and we've already got an exploration of Canaria Castle, which leads to Marsh Top. Don't think we're going to go with that. We've got White Locked Exit at level 1, and we've got Ice 2 and Warp and Lock 2 at level 1 for Black Magic. Functional levels all around.
Yeah, you love seeing Warp at an early level right there. Lock 2, great for the end game as well.
Let's see what we got. Buying some small 3 daggers. Cheap as chips and better than punching.
Yep, that's for sure. You want to have something in the hands of that fighter. He'll do quite a bit of damage rather with his fists, and definitely seeing something roll positive like a small knife. Not a bad equip right there.
Cloth 3 armor. It's better than nothing. But honestly, I was looking at that Iron 5 gauntlet.
Yeah, definitely. Would have liked to have seen that, but, once they get a few more bucks, I'm sure they'll pick that one up.
So, we've got our starting gear, we've got our starting AoE. It's time to watch our teams fan out and explore the world. We're going to get our first look at Temple of Fiend's location, which is Free Dragons. Hiding a chunk. And a Rapier 5. And an Iron Shield -2.
Alright, well,
So, chunks. What are those? I don't remember those from the original Final Fantasy. We are operating with a flag set called Shard Hunt. Essentially, instead of lighting the 4 orbs to get to the final dungeon, we have to find these special items in boxes called chunks before you can get into the final dungeon. And it looks like we're looking for 32 of them.
Yeah, Fizzle, that's correct tonight. We have 32 shards on the hunt, up from 28 in the quarterfinal round, so we're just continuing that from the semifinals tonight. Ooh, Cake Shirt by Dangwoo there, nice.
As always, Dang is drawn to the cake shirts. God knows why.
It's a decent AoE early in the game. I mean, take down some low-level enemies, and plus it'll be good for Lich.
It is. It auto kills one of the fiends just in case we happen to see them, and it's good for any early game dungeon trash we might encounter. Ghosts, not so much. We don't like seeing those, but... And already Gregly Puff has found what I believe is an incentivized floor, the second floor of Sky.
That is correct, Fizzle. Sky Palace is incentivized tonight. And I believe Jat found Proc Gen Waterfall over there as well.
Gregly's got the crystal. So, what as Team A, as Jat finds Waterfall, going to try and find... So, Waterfall, looking a little different than we're used to. We are running with the flag called ProcGen Waterfall. Instead of having 80% of the waterfall floor being kind of a waste of space, we just ProcGen it. We take all that space, we build kind of a dungeon floor around it, and it's a hunt to see where the stupid room is that has a stupid robot in it, so we can get our stupid key item.
That's right. It can make things short or it can make things a little longer. Really depends.
So we found the room. Hey!
Steak.
Steak in a bottle. We found the finest steakhouse in the world. Get some nice wine with your fancy steak.
Not going to do us a lot of good with that bottle right now, but if Gaia happens to be down at Elflin, you never know. Might be able to have a quick turn in.
So, early AoE, we have, I believe, Ice 2 was what we found. And Paralisks are generally just the enemy formation you want to see. Unfortunately, they seem to be packing Glare, so that's not good.
Nah, definitely not what you want to see on an enemy that usually has some pretty good experience for you in early levels.
Mm-hmm. Stengwu comes across Canaria Castle.
Ooh,
We prayed to the RNG gods and we got rewarded with a floater for the trebles.
Early floater, less than 5 minutes in. That's a great find early on for the upstarts.
Yep, so early floater is actually super, super good because that tells us that all we need to find now is the canoe and we're in the air. The reverse of that is if we find early canoe, then we have to do the mental calculation like, okay, where is floater? Is it in the early part of the game that we can get to without canoe? Is it in volcano location, ice location, all the way in Ordeal's location?
Mm-hmm.
It's so much easier when it's the other way around.
Yeah, I agree with that. It definitely opens up the entire world when you have the floater in the airship, and it can really just kind of throw off a plan that you had and make you go to other areas you were not thinking about early on.
Mm-hmm. When you get like sudden travel item like that, there's two kind of schools of thought. Would you be more a fan of full clearing what you already had access to, or are you a fan of kind of pressing the advantage and saying, okay, I just got my canoe, I'm going to a canoe location immediately, don't care what's there, don't care what I'm leaving behind, we gotta look at the new stuff?
I'm a big fan of exploration, so I would definitely head to whatever that canoe opened up for me first of all, so that way I can possibly find another key item, another town, something else that give me some sort of an advantage.
Mm-hmm. Shoutouts to Dingwu, now representing Team Poison sound effects. So we've got Griggly and Bert in a location with the Temple of Fiends background. I believe Jat is in the same location. And looks like the bottom of that is the carry floor.
Nice to see a Fiend this early, but it's still probably just slightly too early to see how Carrie's doing right now.
Well, the R-Giants agree because they sent Burt Reynolds packing back to Canaria. As Burt hits Star-Shaped Floor, going to get his team's crystal. Or no, they already have the crystal. Jat got it.
Quite a few boxes on that floor, so a little bit slow going there, but boxes are boxes this early in the game when you're looking for 32 shards.
Mm-hmm. So, these floor entrance shuffle shard hunts generally have stages to them. Right now, we're in what I'd like to think of as the first stage. We need to find the floater and the canoe, because with floor entrance shuffle, no idea where anything is, but we're really confident we need to go elsewhere to get it. So the first stage is looking for canoe and airship. The second stage is mapping out entrances, looking for shards, maybe a grind tile, maybe some gear. And then finally, at the end stage, is polishing off our levels if we still feel like we need them, and Topher dives.
Yep, I agree with that right there. That's a fantastic assessment.
So...
see Dengwu over there doing a bit of a veteran move, getting the bottle from the robot, waiting till his partner attains it before he steps in on the spike tile in that room.
No one's saying hello to the Tyro today. You hate to see it.
I'm a big fan of steak myself, but I mean,
yeah.
You know.
So Gregley has found Deep Onrak. Deep Onrak being one of the more hilarious towns because once you get Oxio, you can go even further down.
Yeah, no Oxio right now, so no diving the submarine right now to see what that entrance is, but definitely make a note of it and come back here later.
Level 7 red learnable X-Fur is kind of spicy. And meanwhile, we have level 7 Brack, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, you'd like to see that roll level 5 or less if possible, because Kraken and TML1 both fairly susceptible to the Brack strats.
Right, and with the clamps that we're working on at this difficulty setting, oh, it's so much better to get that fight done as soon as possible.
Yeah, that is correct. With the clamps tonight, we have bosses set at... pull that up.
It's 330%, right?
From 100 to, 330% on bosses tonight with a clamp of 100.
And we've also got the regular old-fashioned enemies clamped to 220%. So nothing easy for any of our runners tonight, but I have confidence that they'll make quick work of it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. These two teams have been racing fantastically and tremendous throughout the tournament. They know what they need to do. They know their strategies. They'll be able to execute one way or another.
Looks like Wrigglypuff is having a bit of difficulty with some Manticores. They seem to be on screen for quite a little while. Normally, Manticores are a pretty safe source of experience, but it looks like, maybe not so much the case here.
Yeah, I think they took a couple Ice 2s right there. You'd like to see them go down a little quicker.
Oh, chat correcting me that there were a couple Manticore fights there. I wonder... No, we're still... Gregley's still exploring. We haven't... There's no easy town to go back to resurrect that white mage, so we're just going to leave it face down for the moment. I expect it will be back up in a timely manner, given how valuable Exit is, but Canaria is just too far out of the way to do it right now.
Yeah, that is the one thing this entrance shuffle will throw at you. No easy access to resurrections or towns that can help you out until you find them.
I spy Gurmedusas with 14 hits and enough power to take down a fighter.
Oh, those Gurmedusas smacking around Gregley right there.
That was a roller coaster of emotions. That was, hey, Gurmedusas. Oh no, Gurmedusas.
Looks like Jat picked up the ruby there from inside of Ice Cave.
And abandoning ship before checking the rest of it. Since we know that section that I kind of refer to as the ice loop, it's just boxes and grind tiles down there. So abandoning ship now is basically assuming that there's not going to be a significant amount of chunks down there, which is an okay bet, and frees Jat up to go exploring somewhere else. As a play, I like it.
Yeah, early leveled ice dives can be a little treacherous, so Not a bad idea.
Yeah, with Ice 2, good grind options are kind of limited. So I like the idea of just kind of ignoring what's down there, because anything that might be good is just as likely to kill us as we are to survive it.
And to your point, Ice 2, not the preferred AoE to make through that cave.
No. Well, it's fine for mages, it's fine for sorcerers. Most anything else is going to rumble us, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Reynolds. Yep, gonna pull everybody's favorite vampire.
the Scourge of Melman, Destroyer of the Clinic, Menace, the Vanguard of the Lich himself, the most powerful undead that you could possibly imagine. Ruiner of good jokes with how many HP the vampires have rolled today. Normally I like to call this thing a bit of a speed bump, but like 3 rounds in and it's still here. That's something to take note of. I'm going to be afraid of vampires later on after seeing this. Finally taking it down.
Oh,
ooh.
That's convenient right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah. The seed throwing us a gift right there. You never like coming back to a place where you need an item to get through, like the rod or the cube, so that's a nice find.
Meanwhile, Jat uncovering Titan's Tunnel, fed the ruby, and we got the crown. Lots and lots of fetch. Griggly trying real hard to feed that Titan.
Hey, little guy, want some candy? Here you go.
Like a stressed out parent is just like, alright, come on, little guy. The airplane's gotta go into the hangar, come on. Train's gotta go into the station. Car's gotta go into the garage. There you go. 17th try, finally ate a stupid ruby. Alright, nap time, little tyke.
And there on Dengwu's side, you see what happens when you dip ice a little bit right there. Looked like they had the right move on the other side dipping out, because that spike tile of rock golems and mud golems and not playing around.
We do at least have the knowledge that rock galls have sleep. At least I'm pretty sure it was rock galls that had sleep. So that kind of ups the priority on how badly do I want to kill these things later on when I see them. As Griggly is first to the crown turn-in by a matter of seconds, gets the key, Team A right behind. We're going to show off our magic to the kindly old king. He just wants a fireworks display. He doesn't mean anybody no harm. See, swing and a miss. He's fine. He asked kindly old king going for a pat on the back, but missing because he doesn't want to hurt the poor black mage. Alright, that pat on the back was one, like, you know, family reunion uncle pat on the back, the kind that almost levels you. But an Ice 2 takes down Astos. Was that another Quake 2 shirt out of Dengwu's side? But that was definitely an Excalibur 4.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
A little bit of gold cabin. Yeah, Ogrins and Hyenas on the first spike tile in Northwest Castle. And worms.
2 not good spike tiles. We can leave them.
Yeah. You got the key, that's what you came for, you'll take it.
Right. So, we're clearing out a lot of fetch quests, but the thing that's still definitely on both teams' minds, where is the gosh dang canoe?
Yeah, floater at less than 5 minutes. That canoe is just baiting them to open this seat up and get more
Yep.
checks in.
Question in chat: Did Jet reset before Bert got the key, or did Jet need to defeat Astos to get it? Great question. Jet did not need technically to beat Astos to hang on to the key. Jet just had to wait for his partner Burt Reynolds to acknowledge that he did get the key, and then Jet was fine to reset out. With most of his party face down, it was unlikely, I think, that he was going to kill Astos anyway, so resetting out is excellent strategy.
It's like Gregley doing his best to burn off some encounters before he gets up to that sky floor.
Yeah, the sky floor is a bit vicious with everything that's on it. We know that rock galls are real bad news. I believe it was Sky 2 that he just came off of, so that would be... Yeah, we know that rock galls are bad news, we know that Germadusas are bad news, but things that are not bad news, Gregley Puff finding Lich's floor. Wait, do we have Fiend Shuffle on? We do not have Fiend Shuffle on, so it is Lich's floor. Okay.
See if Gregley wants to put that cake shirt to good use right here.
Yep. Or not.
Grab the boxes first. He knows where Lich is. He'll come back to him.
Sure. And if we grab the boxes now, we can use the teleporter behind Lich as a teleport out of the dungeon. Because I don't remember the last time I saw whether or not Gregley's White Mage is standing upright or not.
Wow.
A, it's standing upright. B, hey look, 2 ribbons right next to each other. If I'm Gregley Puff, I am screaming at Dengwu saying, hey, 2 ribbons, come get them. Check this out.
Yeah, lots of boxes on that armory volcano floor. 2 ribbons basically right next to each other.
Our tracker reminding us in chat that we are on Impoverished Treasure. What does that mean? Basically, ordinarily, when the seed is randomized, we shuffle boxes around. There are 3 ribbons. They get moved to 3 ribbon boxes somewhere. We are not operating under that system. What we're operating under is randomized treasure. Anything that's not a key item is randomized into something, and the impoverished setting is second from the bottom, which means that it's more likely than not that we're going to be getting garbage. So to find 2 ribbons, and to find 2 ribbons right next to each other, whew, oh boy.
Looks like Jat went back to Astos to get the key. Perhaps they didn't get it transferred in time.
Interesting.
Could be just going for the XP too. Astos, give you a couple levels early on.
Generally easy experience, yeah. With only Ice 2 and with like 330 clamps, it might take a bit, but it's usually still fine. Dengwu doing what Dengwu does best, spamming Quake everywhere he can, but actually managing to farm some Zombles for the effort. Zombles are pretty good experience in castle ordeals, one of the better things in there. Was that... That was not. Okay.
I think Deng would just release the bottle to help with his menuing right there.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay. I heard the noise and I looked over trying to see what it was. His Team A returns to the Titan wormhole, heading to the Sarda side. And Burt Reynolds is on a place that has Mirage 2. Worth noting, save items. I can't help but notice that both teams seem to be running a little save item light. Looking at Canaria reveals a piece of that puzzle. Houses available for 1,500 gold. That's a tall ask right out of the gate. And with the only other town that we found being a deep on-rack, I suspect that the story isn't any better there either.
Ooh, looks like we got a lock 2 stick there by Dengwu.
Heck yeah, that's the stuff. Lock 2 being one of the 2 evasion-reducing spells in the game. For this flag set, I believe Lock 2 fixes are on. Lock fixes are on, so Lock and Lock 2 will always hit, and they will always reduce evasion by 2.
There it is.
Looks like Ordeals held the canoe.
Ordeals delivers for us. Now we're going to get some more of these floater lock checks in. I hope we can see Provoca and or Elflin pretty soon and get some more magic for these teams.
Yep. Dengwu first in the air at around the 24-minute mark. Worth noting, Ordeals was at Crescent Lake location, so as soon as Team A finally makes their way over there, they're also going to be in the air.
And there's Provoca.
Let's check out some magic. What do we got? Level 2, here we go. Lightning 2, I guess. Quad X for sure.
Not bad, not bad.
What do we got out of white magic? Invis 2, Wall, and Cure 4. Hello, Knights. Hello, Knights, my best friends. Where that tail at? We need that tail. How about some class change? That's what I'm thinking right now, seeing that.
Yeah, I concur with that right there. We'll see what our best friend Pirate Vicky has for us as well with this key item fight.
Meanwhile, over on Jet's side of the screen, I spy Red Sahags with Ruse at the top of their spell list and Poison damage at the top of their skill list. That's a bad. As Dengwu gets the Oxyale. Alright, everyone back in the party boat. We'll head back to Onrak.
Red Sahags with damage poison, not what you like to see. They roll in deep packs throughout that dungeon.
Mm-hmm. Jet back to the ice loop. I wonder what we're back down here for. Perhaps in search of a tile?
He did nope out of there without checking any of the boxes on the bottom levels, too, so I think we have, what, 6, 8, 13, 14 boxes down there to check?
Sure. But we grabbed treasure and an opal shield and bounced out. As Greg Lee finds Crescent Lake location, finds the loot. Chat calling worms. Was worms spotted at a tile somewhere?
I did not notice that, as we find dwarves on Gregory Puff's side.
Gregory snubs the Hooray Dwarf. Breaks my heart. Is punished for his sins by getting a fetch quest after turning in a fetch quest. Chat saying that it was the spike tile in Ordeals. Okay. Pretty good chunk count out of Dwarf Treasury.
Dengwu finds Elflin, Bane, and Zap level 3 black magic.
Heck yeah. Harm 3, I guess, for White Mage, just to give him something to do.
See if
We
these
got
level 4s pay off.
How about some Fade? Some red learnable Fade.
That works.
But let's see if there was Nuke here. There is.
Ooh, we have Nuke as well.
Oh, never mind. Dengwu's not running a red mage. Oops. Oh well. So we got level 4 Fade and Nuke, which breaks the red mage's heart.
We'll be able to get some cast of Nuke on that thief when he promotes to a ninja, if and when we find that tail.
Right. So Bert up to the top floor of Ordeals. Assuming nothing gets in his way, he'll get his canoe shortly, and we could see Team A in the air still before the 30-minute mark, which is really fast.
Yeah, once they get in the air, that's just going to open up everything to them as well. With the canoe, all the movement items they need. This game just got good.
And there's the canoe. The siren has probably gone off by now. Hey, get to the airship desert. It's time for hot dogs. Ooh, Catmen with a lot of power and stun touch. Eee.
Yikes.
So now with both teams, for all intents and purposes, both teams have now made it out of Phase 1 of the run. Find the airship, get the airship. We're now on to Phase 2. Finish exploring all the entrances that we have available to us, and come up with chunks, and maybe some gear and some levels while we're at it. So let's say you cleared everything that you could without a canoe, and you get the airship. Where's the first place you're generally thinking of going?
Well, normally, the first place I usually like to stop at is go see Grandpa, but they've already been able to hit that with the Titan's Tunnel wormhole, so Cardia Isle is probably a good bet as well, and obviously Gaia just a straight shot south from the Ryukon Desert, so all of those places usually first stops on my list.
Mm-hmm. I agree with hitting Sarda ASAP. After that, though, I usually make a beeline towards Cardia. It's got a ton of entrances, even if we're not shuffling dead ends. Which I believe in this case we are shuffling dead ends. Oh no, we're still not shuffling dead ends, so even then, it's only 4 locations instead of 6, but still, that's a lot of locations packed into a very tight area.
Yep, that's spot on right there. A lot of checks to make in that quick little area.
So Grigglypuff overcomes the vampire, gets the free rod, is going to explore further down into there, while Dengwu is doing all the major exploration in the later areas of the game.
And Dengwu on the Agama floor. It looks like we got a pretty good consolidation of chunks right here.
They don't call them dang strats for nothing. Oh, level 6 magic. White magic didn't have anything. And black magic has lock and temper. Though I believe we had lock at a lower level. Yeah, we had lock at level 1, I think. as Bert picks up their team's loot, finishes looking at magic just a little bit more. So, worth noting, there's 3 things that we need to get into the final dungeon. The first is the loot, which both teams have. The second is the key, which both teams have. The third is where even is Topher, which we're still working on that one.
Yeah, that is correct. And also tonight we do have deep Topher flag sets checked as well, so it can literally be anywhere in the entire game.
As Bert finds the Dwarf Armory, Gregley finds Mirage 2. And Dengwu finds a very unfortunate fight with a whole ton of very, very big vampires.
Yeah, Team Edward fan club gonna probably send Deng packing.
Probably a Fade and a Harm 3, and all we did was take down one of them.
Oof, they definitely rolled beefy tonight.
Dengwu having to re-clear some of the boxes. If he remembers where the chunks are, that's the first thing we're going to go for. It looks like we also went for a gold 1 bracelet. That seems very, very important.
I think by the time he was done here, he was up to about 12 or 13 chunks, so definitely a big consolidation right here on these floors.
Yeah, that sounds like a dungeon worth camping out in for a little bit. Right now he's at 6.
Gregley Puff finds the game changer on his side. Rolled -3, but Vorpal is Vorpal. Gonna do Vorpal things.
Vorpal is Vorpal, but when it's negative compared to like a Excal 4, I kind of know where I'm going. So, brief shard updates. Dengwu just picked up a couple. Gregley Puff, I believe, is at 7. Dengwu's at 8. See if I can get a count on Bert and Jet the next time they open their menu screens. Looks like Bert's at, I think, 6. Yeah, Bert's at 6.
That was 6.
So team's pretty really close, I'm going to say, on shard count. I haven't seen Jet in a while, but I'm going to assume that he's in the 4 to 8 range. This menuing is just too fast.
Yeah,
I just can't get... I can't see nothing.
I think that was 3.
Alright. Speaking of 3, we found Sky 3rd floor. Members of Team Sky rejoice, because this is the floor you always want to find. We're rewarded with a cat claw.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, we can throw it in the vendor trash. Throw it in the wood chipper, get some money out of it. And yeah, Jet's at 3 orbs. As Gregley Puff finds the chime for his team as well. There's 1 chunk, some -1 bracelet, and... let's see what we can find elsewhere. Oh no, wait, we got the greed chests. A 3rd ribbon has been located, and a buckle -3. So despite...
Burt Reynolds, and did he find Bahamut right there? That was a quick little jump to his menu.
It was... Oh, Burt Reynolds has found Bahamut, yes. Which will be nice when we find the tail. as Jat finds himself a Topher. Chat already complaining about a shallow Topher is... I mean, it's fine. Alright, what do we got for spike tiles over here? Nope. Saber Tease is nah. That was a Sun Sword -2, -3, something in there, and a Cure 4 Gauntlet.
There you go.
That is going to be worth its weight in gold. Question in chat. Gregley's buying slow 2. Is magic that bad? Now, here's the thing. Is magic that bad? I mean, sure. But is slow 2 bad? It is a theoretically good strategy against high hit fiends. I'm looking at Carry 2, I'm looking at Kraken 2. Heck, Kraken 1 might even cut the mustard if we're having trouble killing it any other way. Tia 2 probably counts. Anything that has like north of 5 hits. Slow 2 is non-elemental, so, and it's got really, really high accuracy. So it stands a chance of hitting even the 200 MDef fiends. It could be the alternative to just rusing to trying to evade cap the party. You could spend rounds doing that, or you could just try and bullseye with a slow 2 and hope for the best.
So I believe Jat picked up our 4th ribbon scene there in Temple of Fiends locked. This is even low wealth.
Everybody loves ribbons. Some jerk must have rolled an exceedingly easy seed for them, knowing his powers of always rolling easy seeds.
Is Dang gonna give us some Lupa Lupa, or did he find Melman? I do not believe we saw Melman yet.
I could swear I've seen Melman, but I have not seen a slab. Or actually, no, I might be incorrect about that. A quick check of level 8. Lefane magic reveals Lightning 3. That is bad news.
Unrunnable Gird Sharks.
Ordinarily not bad, but the problem is that they've got high MDef, so insta-kill shenanigans generally won't work. Fade and Nuke are going to be a little bit tempered. And if they roll high evasion and absorb stats, melee is also going to go nowhere fast. But we got Quad X. Best spell in the game. Ooh, as Daewoo finds the Kraken floor, is it time for Calamari? Nope, it's time for us to carry our, I believe that was 17 shards, and get the heck out of Dodge.
As we find the bottom of Marsh over there. Marsh 2 incentivized items tonight.
2 incentivized items, you need the key to get both of them, but hey, lucky for us, we got a key. First incentive is guarded by Frostgator Red Caribs, which normally an okay source of experience. I would want to fight them clamped, and we find the cube, which I know we've seen the cube block somewhere.
It looks like our fantastic tracker spells that, pointing out to us that Marsh Cave contained the cube locked.
Fantastic. And I missed what Marsh Locked had. And Praise of Sarah has a gold 1 bracelet, which I believe is one of our 3 duds. Spells app confirming that Marsh Locked also was a dud, so that's 2 of our, I believe, 3 possible duds. Let's talk about locations and key items and us. So, in previous tournaments, we operated under a system of loose items. We have 5 incentive locations and 8 key items. Well, we have more key items than incentive locations, so 3 of those items are going to get pushed out into the world somewhere. For the co-op tournament, we flipped that. We're now operating under a system of bunk locations. We've got 8 incentivized locations, but only 5 key items. So some of those locations might still be nothing, but at least we know there's nothing loose.
Yeah, that's correct. You hate having a lot of things all found and then searching for that last item like a loose loot, which could be anywhere in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take a dud over a loot hunt any day.
It depends on what I'm in the mood for. If I'm already doing shard hunt, I generally don't mind loose items, but I also hate looking for that one loose item that I checked the wrong place for. And Old Man Sarda has ribbon number 5.
Well, that's a vendor ribbon, which you don't normally see ever.
Shoutouts to our tracker Spells app, who in the tracking list of notable locations, he just put everywhere ribbons. And it looks like the Bottle Fairy had the Opal 2 bracelet, and the Opal bracelet was incentivized. So that was one of our guaranteed items. Looking at the list of what we have guaranteed, we have the Opal bracelet and the ribbon. So we were guaranteed 1 incentive ribbon on top of all the other loose ones, and the Opal bracelet. So with that, all that's left are garbage locations and actual key items. Question in chat. Where did we just find the other ribbon? It was at Sarda, who I am unsure what location that was. But we found Elflin Castle, and we found the tail. But did the Upstarts find Bahamut? Gregory Puff is in the air. We're about to find out.
Starter location was at Vanilla Onrak, so
got it.
Not too deep of a find for that ribbon if you need it, but with 4 other ones out there, chances are that they won't.
Gregory Puff has returned to Provoke a location. If memory serves, this was Deep Onrak. Question in chat. Was that Life and Life 2 both at level 8? Probably. No one needs white magic. It's fine. Oh, nope, we got our Melmond. With our red learnable heal, too. Oh, but we're talking about Dengwu, who has no need for red mages, so we got Cure 3 all day, every day. And Ice 3 and Fast. And we've got our slab translated, so Greg Lee is going to be heading back to Lefane to get that turned in. No, Denglu is going to be headed back to Lefane to get that turned in. Greg Lee is headed down through Deep Onrak, I think.
And I believe that turn-in will yield us the Adamant.
Mm-hmm. which will send us. If memory serves, we have one more dud location available because Princess was a dud, Marshaloct was a dud. I do not believe we've had any other duds. So I feel like we're going to have the last gasp of a fetch chain that's going to end up with a dud.
Yeah, get your guesses out in chat of what that's going to be. Is it going to be a tent, a few bucks? Who knows?
Oh, what's it going to be? I'm going to say it's a buckle -3.
Spellzap throwing the 2 gold chest out there as his guess.
Mm-hmm. And Grigglypuff does the class change, only at 8 chunks, but levels look pretty good, gear looks really good. Doing a little bit of gear shuffling right now to get everything properly equipped.
His partner, Dangwu, I believe, is up to 16 or 17 shards, so he definitely relayed that information to Gregley, and we'll see him start picking up his shards as we go right here.
Mm-hmm. Question in chat, did he just drop the Cat Claw for no reason? I believe so. I mean, really, what are we going to do with a Cat Claw? We don't need to vend or anything. We don't have any more magic to pay for. So just passing the 50-minute mark. As best as I can tell, Dangwu has a commanding shard lead up at around the 17 mark. I have been trying to keep track of Bert and Jet, and I'm unsure where exactly they are in the count at the moment. Gregley is down around 8.
I have not seen Bert's menu in a minute, but Jat is not far behind. I think I saw he had 16 or so as well.
Yeah, okay, Jat's up there as well. Jat had around, it looked like 14 plus or minus a couple. Oh, and Dangwu, man of the people, headed towards that friendly chest, is rewarded properly with like 80 bucks.
Everyone loves that favorite chest over there.
Yep. Also worth noting, it's interesting, something that Griggly and Dangwu are on the same floor. I wonder if there was something in here that both of them want, or if maybe Gregley was just there for chunks and then bailing, or what that was. But it's definitely a rarity to see both members of a team on the same floor at the same time. But I have my answer why. It's because Bahamut was down there, and I guess Gregley was just getting some stuff on his way out.
Yeah, Gregley picked up a few chunks on his way out, had exit, so was able to dip out the rest for the last few floors. Pretty smart play.
Gregley and Dangwu both in the high teens as far as levels. I'd expect them to find somewhere to attempt to grind, and it looks like Gregley is going to attempt Gurmedusas again now that he has this weird thing called armor.
Yeah, those 14 hit Gurmedusas a little less threatening now that he's got a few pieces of armor on his light warriors. Gregley gonna settle in and take these fights for a little while.
Yep. As Bert finds mermaids, gets an ice -4 armor for the trouble. Not great, but probably better than a lot of other options we've got at the moment. Let's count some chunks. We got one silver 5 sword, which I'm pretty sure we've outleveled. Yeah, but we're on one chunk.
Hmm.
We're on one chunk.
A lot of free chests here, not big payoff.
Free gold one bracelet. So we got some okay armor, we got a free mage bracelet, and we got a whole chunk. I find it hilarious that for this flag set, it was decided not to incentivize mermaids because, quote, that's where all the shards end up, unquote. I don't know if I've ever watched or rolled or seen a seed that had more than like 2 in there, tops.
Yeah, a lot of free boxes there. No encounters on that floor, but doesn't always pay off.
Mm-hmm. So Jat is in Melmond. Worth noting, Team A still on the hunt for the tail. But finds Pro Ring 2s and Steel Armor 2, which, with everyone having, everyone having free ribbons and then some, worth noting that Steel 2, better than Ice -4.
Yeah, be able to throw that one on his knight. Definitely give you some better absorb.
But Team A does now have the tail. So I imagine they're going to go on a beeline straight for Bahamut. As Jat gets the bad news that Old Man Sarda has the 1,000,000th ribbon this seed. Ooh, Dengwu rewarded for his devotion to the ninja with a katana -4.
I'm a fan of taking the ninja as well. Is that a second X-Cal right there as well?
I believe that was a third. Chat calling that there was a second one somewhere else earlier, so I believe that's our third X-Cal -4. LOL ninjas. Gosh, this is a seed I rolled, isn't it? Alright. So, Dingwu, 9 chunks away from go mode. And why is 9 a significant number? Well, let's talk about fiends. Now, ordinarily, the purpose of a fiend is to light an orb, right? But in Shard Hunt, we don't have any orbs to light, so instead the fiends are worth fixed numbers of shards. Lich and Carry are worth 2 each. Kraken and Tiamat are worth 4 each. So basically, at this point, I think Dengwu is probably in a position where he can just look for, first collect the rest of his free ribbons, and then look for Tia because we found Kraken. Do both of those. Maybe pull a Lich or a Carry if he hasn't done that yet, and then we're all set for Topher. Just got a look at Bert. Looked like Bert was sitting on 18 shards. So Bert not that much behind Dengwu.
Gregley continuing to take the Skirmadusa fight.
At this point, Gregley is definitely banking on a whole party grind. Rather than looking for something that might be more lucrative and easier than Gurmadusa's, he's going to take the thing that he knows about. Gurmadusa's perfectly really good. Not quite top 10 material, but within spitting distance. And all they've got is a lot of hits and power that can be mitigated by armor. I'd take it.
Yeah, I agree. That's a pretty safe fight right there with his warriors outfitted with some better gear than the first time around.
Mm-hmm. as Bert is the first of Team A to go through his class change. That's 19 chunks for Bert. I'll see if I can get a look at Jat momentarily.
I think that was 18.
That was 18. Yeah, that looked like 18.
Another katana -4.
Oh boy. Gregglypuff appears to be done with his grind. Probably going on a shopping trip. Oh, shoutouts to Spellzap with our best guess shard count. Dengwu at 25, Greg at 10, Bird at 19, Jad at 18. So the Upstarts are simultaneously holding a commanding first and commanding last place in the shard count, whereas Team A are taking the more coordinated approach and are both hovering at just below 20.
Yeah, we'll see how this strategy pays off right here. Gregley taking his levels, Dengwu doing most of the exploration. I'm sure they'll trade that off right here at some point.
Question in chat, why does Greg always have like half the shards everyone else does whenever I watch his races? If you watch what he's doing right now, honestly, you can kind of see the difference. Greg is going for a grind right now. He wants to be Topher prepared ASAP, and he wants to just dismantle anything in his way between here and Chunk Cap. So we're just past the 1 hour mark. We've got Gregley continuing the grind. Where he stops, nobody knows. Dengwu continuing the last little bit of exploration. Whatever chunks he finds, any shard dense locations, that information is going to get fed back to Gregley, who's going to head to only those locations to open boxes to look for shards, and then only head for Kraken, Tia, etc. to get the easy ones. They're doing pretty well. Bert and Jat are continuing their exploration, and I recall chat saying earlier that we had a worm tile sighting inside Ordeals. It looks like Jat might be going to test that out to see if that's a better tile. If the worms didn't roll enormous, like if they rolled close to base HP, this could be real good.
Yeah, I believe the 4-worm grind, probably the best tile to take in the game, I believe you pointed out before.
Yes. I have a list. I have a list that I like, a list that I prefer, and worms are at the top of it. But this is an awfully long distance to go to get to it. Yeah, when chat pointed it out, I believe it wasn't the last 2 tiles, it was the tile that's in the maze, but it looks like Jat has settled on the Zombie D grind. An interesting choice to be sure.
Considering he had to dip a little bit way through that maze, I gotta say I like Gregley and Dengwu's strat of taking the Gurmagooses a little bit better. But definitely a lucrative tile as well.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the math on if Zombie D or Gurmedusa was better. I know that Zombie Ds were a little but so that was, yeah. Just a quick look at experience totals from fights. It looks like Jat's getting around 5,000, Gregley was getting around 6,600 if all the Gurmedusas bother to spawn.
And seeing how those Gurmagooses go down to single nuke right there when it rolls pretty mid. think Greg has got to be up to about the mid-30s in his levels right now. You think he's just going to keep going all the way to 42?
It's a question of how comfortable you feel going into Topher, right? Because so the formula I've heard before is that you look at scaling and then you add 5 levels to it. So if it was 330, the formula starts to break down north of 300%, but looking at 330%, I would be hoping for like mid-30s-ish, like maybe 35 across the board, depending on magic, which our magic is trending towards Garbo. So I'm kind of looking at maybe a little higher than that. Maybe I am aiming for 40 just to make sure that X-Cal hits no matter what.
Yeah, no mass sighting, Vorpal -3. Gonna have to rely on that X-Cal, which doesn't have the best crit rate, so you're gonna want to get all the swings you can out of that night.
Dingwu has joined his partner Gregory at the Gurmedusa buffet. Soup's on.
Crab Cakes in chat pointing at the X-Cal 4's crit rate is pretty good. I'll have to lean to whatever she says when it comes to that. Her math is usually pretty spot on.
Shoutouts to the raid from Speed Gaming 2. Welcome everyone to the race for 3rd place for the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op Tournament 2020. We've got left side of the screen, the Upstarts versus right side of the screen, Team A. It's still anybody's race at this point. We've got Upstarts settling into a grind while Team A forges ahead to try and get Shard capped first. Question chat, that giant color on Bird's screen, what in the F was that? So, we have fun percent flags, and one of the fun percent flags is basically a palette shuffling. It shuffles the color palette that's attached to sprites, so everything is different colors. Well, every enemy is different colors. Sometimes it's neat, like you can have like kind of a tinted garland. Sometimes it's nightmarish, namely when the carry palette goes literally anywhere other than carry. So Bert filling out spell list a bit. I expect that white magic was hit first prior to a stop at the black magic shop. Because that Cure 4, I mean, the wall's not necessary, but the Cure 4 and the Invis 2, like, we need those.
Yeah, 4 ribbons available. Wall, not exactly a priority, but definitely want to get those Invis stacks. It's invasion.
So Gregley's done with his grind and is now officially on the hunt for the rest of his shards. Dengu's probably going to hang out just a little bit longer. As Bert rolls in to get his freest of 5th ribbons. although that team might not have found all 5 of the ribbons, but they are gosh dang everywhere.
Hey, Gregory Puff gonna pull our favorite speed bump over here.
Hello, birthday boy. We're just gonna swing, fade, nuke, nuke. Nuke 4, was that 398? I think that was 398. And 338.
Oof.
Yep. Just lich things.
And I believe that brings Bert up to 14 shards, just like that.
Bert is going to attempt the worm tile. Let's see what we got here. We got 2 nukes and a fade. First nuke, highest score, 292. Let's see what we can get north of that. 114, 292, so... Okay, so... They're not 1 roundable, but they're 2 roundable. Given that they're almost double what Gurmedusas do, this might still be an okay use of time and effort.
At 13,000 plus from that one fight right there. Definitely lucrative.
Worm's good. Worm's also hurt, though, so we're going to need to use some of our Healy magic a bit. And we're not going to be in here very long, but at least it's Ordeals, which means it's pretty close to the entrance of wherever we are. We can just exit out, drop a house, head back in. We can hope that Power Cycle Run is kind enough to get us all the way, or most of the way, to the grind tile off the hard Power Cycle.
Is Gregory going to stop and pick up his life spells here? I'm not sure how many charges he has to that level 8 life too, but hopefully at least 4 or 5 at this point.
Should have a bunch. The White Wizard starts getting charges at, I believe, 24, so if we're in mid-30s, we should have a decent amount. I neglected to look how many. No, wait, that's Dengwu's side. And Gregory Puff didn't sit on the menu long enough. Well, let's see if he scrolls down to his level 5 spells during a combat at some point. The level 4 Fade makes that unlikely, but we can hope.
Six charges.
Alright. That's not bad. But it looks like Jat and Bert have both signed up for the worm grind. This is definitely better than the zombie D grind, because if we're 2 rounding to get double the experience of Gurmedusas, that might be worthwhile.
Yeah, we're going to see how these 2 different strategies pay off.
Although it's worth noting that worms have 200 MDef, so basically any elemental damage strategy that isn't nuke or fade is likely to land in the sub 100 damage range. And with them having up around somewhere between 500 and 700 health, that's way too many casts to get anywhere with them. To say nothing of trying to like rely on a melee centric strategy for them. The amount of time spent refilling supplies might mean that the Gurmedusa, in the long run, still might be better, but it will be interesting to see how fast Team A gets up to speed.
Yeah, Dengwu now 4 shards away, so I think he'll pay our favorite squid friend Kraken a visit, pick up his last 4.
Gregory sitting on 17 shards.
Yeah, there you go, Dang.
And it looks like with some encounter table manipulation, Jat got there with no encounters.
Okay, not bad.
Alright, Dengwu is pulling up to the Fiend of Water, Kraken 1. Luffy, you want to take this fight?
Yeah, I'd be happy to there, Fizzle. Dang, just doing the last minute healing up. And we have Kraken. We got Lock 2 coming out. Invis. And Fast. Fast goes off. Hold comes out on that ninja. Swing, 9 hits to 11. Decent damage to start. Want to see a little bit more. Maybe get a few temper casts off. Invis 2, stacking that evasion. Kraken can hit like a truck even in his first form. 10 hits, 565. That's much better. Fade comes out. 272 terminated. Kraken not too feisty tonight. Dengwu gonna step onto the plate, pick up his last 4 chunks, and now Dengwu ready to find the Temple of Fiends and take his dive.
That's a tiny Kraken 1. That's in spitting distance of vanilla HP, I think.
As Gregley hits that Agama floor, I know that this drive down that Dengwu had produced some pretty good shard counts on this, up to 19 shards, so we'll see how Gregley is when he gets out of this dungeon.
Meanwhile, over on Bert and Jat's side, the worm grind continues. Where are they aiming for? Jat's party hitting 31 across the board. Housing up. Jat is done. Jat's going to call it at 31. Bert was here first. What level is he aiming for? Oh, was here first, but there's a bit of discrepancy in his party levels. 2 of his party members just hit 30. So as Gregley continues the hunt for the last of his chunks, Dengwu is doing a little bit of a last-minute shopping run, and I'm expecting him to be our first person in Topher any moment now. Or maybe another last-minute grind. Maybe he's not confident. Maybe the previous Gurmedusa grind was anticipating clearing out a Tia 1 with a Warmech in the way and using that Warmech to polish off shards. As our tracker points out that there were 8 shards in the Ordeal's location. That's real good news for Gregley Puff.
Yeah, I don't think we came across the Bridge of Destiny, so no Robot Chicken Overlord, no Tia 1 right now. As our fantastic tracker spells that puts in chat his best guess shard count. Dengwu in go mode at 32, Greg 25, Bert 19, Jat 23.
Can confirm Jat was at 23. After this carry 1 kill, he'll be at 25. Bert's low shard count makes sense given how long we've been on this worm grind.
Yeah, I agree. I got to give the advantage here to the Upstarts. Gregley taking those fights early on, getting a bunch more levels, caught up real fast with chunks. his teammate Dangwoo conveying some fantastic information his way.
Yeah, the Upstarts look poised to definitely get into Topher first. And if I saw that correctly, Greg Lee is one chunk away from getting through the doors of Topher. As Bert has finished his worm grind and is going to look to play catch-up on collecting chunks. Jat pulling up to the Kraken 1 floor. Bit of a problem with an unrunnable Gershark Big Eye in his way, but that's not the worst news in the world because that's the best experience trash encounter in Sea Shrine. And Jet rounds the corner. Probably going to get a last-minute heal up, or we're just going to pull Kraken 1. Here we go. The Knight is going to ruse, we're going to fast the Knight, we're going to temper the Knight, and we're going to invis 2. We're going to focus on defensive strats for the moment. We're a little bit afraid of melee out of this Kraken 1. We're going to make sure that we do this right the first time. All the buffs go off. Kraken 1 was nice enough to give us a free round, cast and hold on a ribbon target. We're going to try a little bit more temper. First temper goes off. An invis 2 goes off. The party is at 2 evasion stacks out of 6. Big melee swing, 5 hits for 72 out of Kraken 1. Counterattack was 9 hits for 466, and a fade goes out. I would be surprised if this Kraken lasts more than 1 round. Kraken attempts a slow, doesn't get anywhere with it. Nuke goes out for 214. Fade goes out for 226, and down goes Kraken 1. As Bert is taking on Carry 1, Nuke's going off. Carry attempting inking and self-defense, but doesn't get very far. A Nuke takes down Carry 1 as the Upstarts, Mr. the Dangwoo, first into Topher at the 1 hour 21 minute mark. First out of Topher at the 1 hour 21 minute mark. Let's go somewhere else.
I think he just wanted to make sure Garland was taking a nap, as we have Team A finding the Bridge of Destiny. Jat, not satisfied, gonna give us a Warmech fight.
Hey, it's double Warmech time. We're gonna try some Invis 2s, how about some fasts and maybe some tempers? A lot of Invis 2s. We're scared of the melee here. Bert going for a lock-centric strategy, but keeping up the Invis 2s. Invis 2s going off for both members of Team A. Fast goes off for Jat. Bane goes off for Warmech. Bane goes nowhere because we've got ribbons for days. Fast goes off. Warmech attempted a punch, but it didn't go anywhere. That looked like a miss. We're going to try round 2. We're going to try Oops All Offense down on Jet's side, as Bert is going to try a little bit more evasion strats. Invis 2 goes off. Incoming Lightning 2 does Lightning 2 things. Bottom side of the screen, Warmech punches for 168. Outgoing Fade and Lock 2s. Chipping away at Warmech in both health and defenses. We're going to try some more Fade. How about some Nuke? They've got to be communicating with each other, saying, hey, this Warmech only punches for 1. Hey, this Warmech has Swirl. Swirl's going to hurt for a lot because Swirl doesn't care about our ribbons. Have we done any test swings yet? Don't know, but we've tested both our players' resolve against Swirl. Nuke going off. For 195, down goes Warmech. Didn't seem like there was a whole lot going on in the health department for our lovable robot chicken. Bert is just barely behind, doing a little bit of healing strats, making sure that everyone makes it through the fight. Blizzard comes out, doesn't do much. We're going to try some nukes, fades, and a swing. Nuke goes off for 141, swing goes out for 10 hits, over 800 damage, boom goes the robot.
Wrigglypuff gonna pull Kraken 1, gonna try to pick up his last 4 shards. Invis 2 stacks coming off. Some Bane, ineffective. Bane, ineffective. We're gonna swing, we're gonna invis. Bane, and Bane. Poison Smoke, terminated. Good night, Kraken 1. Wrigglypuff steps on the altar, picks up his 4 chunks, and Wrigglypuff at 32, about ready to find his way to the Temple of Fiends.
So Bert and Jack going for a more DPS-focused approach against Tiamat 1, shunning the Brack strats of our fathers and our forefathers. I mean, DPS will get us there, like, no question about it, but there's something missing with the lack of Bracks going on. It hurts us. We don't like it.
There is something inherently wrong with not trying to Borkin my friend into this.
Yeah. Blink and you miss it. Dangwoo is through Speed Bump Mark 2, and on to the first boss of Topher, Carry 2. Let's see what Carry 2 has on offer. A bunch of treasure chests, that's what we got.
Wow, okay.
4 gold and a cabin.
Aw.
Ooh. And loads of trash encounters as we meme our way to success. Come on, ribbon number 6. Here we go. Oh.
$400.
So far, we've come up with most of the gold that we could have had from a whole imp encounter. Yeah, we're not going to bother checking the other side. Let's just try a boss fight.
I do appreciate Deng giving us a thrill right there, though.
Mm-hmm. Carry 2, let's begin. We're going to lock 2. We're going to lock down, make sure that we're not dealing with any defenses. We're going to do a test swing out of the night. White Mage is going to invis 2. Black Mage is going to fast. Fast goes off first. Lock 2 goes off first. Invis 2 goes off. The party is at 1 evasion stack of 6. Test swing. 10 hits for 707. Carry returns fire. 6 hits for 305. This is basically a gunfight. This is the OK Corral. Whoever shoots first wins. Greg the Knight gets the shot off. 8 hits for a ton of damage. Down goes Carry 2. Let's move on to the water floor.
Yeah, the water floor, my least favorite floor in the Temple of Fiends. It never fails that I get grabbed left and right by encounters on my way through here.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everyone loves seafood party packs and vanilla unrunnable waters and whatever else is down here. Chat already calling for Deng to make the Mazza check. He's got the time with Greg in Topher, but not anywhere close to his current progression. Let's see if he goes for it. But in the meantime, the Kraken 2. We did some party jiggling, and now we're going to try some rusing, some fast, some lock 2s. Kraken 2 is having none of it. Opens with nuclear, some of it high rolling. We're going to do 1 round of buffing. We're going to ruse that White Mage. We would kind of honestly prefer that it lived. We're going to Cure 4 the White Mage. The Ninja's going to do it, because we got that Cure 4 gauntlet. It's super good. We're going to start tempering. And how about Ruse or Invis 2? The answer is Ruse. We're going to focus all our evasion in one place. Big swing. The ablative meat shield is down. Test swing. 4 hits for 108. That's not the damage we want. That temper is going to help. We're going to slow 2. Here we go. It's time. It's time for all our memes to come to fruition. Cure 4 goes off. Heals. Slow 2. Ineffective. Our memes remain dreams as Invis 2 goes off. The Knight and the White Mage are at 5 stacks of 6. Knight's going to ruse to cap itself. White Mage is going to ruse to cap itself. We're really afraid of this melee. And that's when the nuclear comes in, but luckily it rolls low, only around 100 damage each. White Mage Cure 4s itself. Swing. 7 hits for 754. That's a better direction. Ink does ink things. We're going to just wait and swing. Poison damage comes in. Doesn't do much because we got 2 ribbons. 2 hits for 84. Chip damage gets it done. Kraken 2 is down. Time to bust out some of those level 8 charges.
Very important that that white mage survived, able to resurrect the rest of the party, and get us through to Tier 2.
Get us through the Mazza chest, you mean? Chat's hungry for it. They want it.
I mean, I gotta say, checking the carry chest, I can see this happening.
Hey, it's our best friends, the worms. Turns out they were unrunnable this whole time, and I never noticed.
I saw the spike tile was unrunnable. I just figured that was part of the spike tile.
Hmm. Worth noting, right side of the screen, Team A is in Topher. Jat is on to carry 2. Jat and Gregglypuff almost linked together. Dingwu headed for the Mazza chest, a man of the people, as Gregglypuff taking on as the duel at the OK Corral for both Gregglypuff and Jat. Gregglypuff gets there first. Is Jat going defensive, or is he going to draw the revolver? Lock 2, fast. Invis 2, I guess. Big swing out of carry. And our Mazza chest was a $1.31. Oh, you'll love to see it.
I do love the warp strats to keep the walk back from happening, though. That was nice.
That is true. So, as Jat makes it through carry 2, Bert on the floor before Earth, Gregglypuff about to take on Kraken 2, as Dangwoo takes on Tia 2. Let's begin. We're afraid of this Tia 2. Here comes walls of Invis 2 and Ruse. We want all evasion all the time, but we're going to use our Black Mage's turn to get a fast off. Invis 2 goes off. Party is at 1 of 6. Fast goes off. Lock 2 goes off. Invis 2 goes off. Party is at 2 of 6. Incoming Fire 3 isn't going to do much against 4 ribbons. Second round, we're going to continue Lock 2ing. We're going to finally get a Test Swing, a third Invis 2, and start the Temper. Test Swing. 12 hits for 468. Alright, this is going. Lock 2 goes off. Invis 2 goes off. Party is at 3 stacks of 6. Punch out of Tia 2, but doesn't do much. Not as many of the hits connected as could have. The White Mage is done with evasion. We're going to go for heal 2 strats. Big swing, 12 hits for 800. Not so big swing, 6 hits for 89. Fast goes off on the ninja. Why? Because heal 2 goes off to top off our health. Ready, stop? Nobody stops. Cheeky Quadex, here we go. Ineffective. Probably would have been better at the other end of the round because that was 800 damage and he's still there. 112 damage. Tia's still there, but 12 hits, 411. Down goes Tia 2. The message has been relayed. You don't gotta worry so much about lock strats. Just hit Tia 2. It'll fall over. Jat on Kraken 2. Bert on Carry 2. Greggly on Tia 2 as Dangwoo does the last minute healing for Chaos. Luffy, you want to take this Chaos fight?
I'd be happy to. Dangwoo doing a little shuffling around with some gear. Looks like he's leaving the knight out in front, gonna try to take the brunt of the abuse from Chaos. Ruse. Invis. Fast. And a lock. Lightning 2 comes out, just chip damage, nothing much to worry about there. Invis 2. Stacks the party. Ruse coming out, 3 stacks on that knight so far. Fast comes out on the ninja. Lock 2. Hits. More Invis. Some temper, and another lock. Gonna make sure Chaos isn't going anywhere. Invis coming off, 4 stacks on the knight, 2 on the rest of the party. Temper comes off, hits the ninja. Chaos getting punchy. Another Invis stack. Some more Invis, gonna definitely cap off this evasion. Some Temper, and a swing by the Ninja. 2 hits, 129, not great. Some more Temper, some more Invis. Fire 2 coming out, doing Fire 2 things, not very scary with Chaos so far. We are out of Invis 2 stacks. We're going to switch to Lock and Cure 4 Gauntlet. Lightning 2 again. This Chaos does not have much for our runners right now. Fade comes out, 142. Lock hits. Fade, Temper, and another Cure 4 for good measure. Ice 3, just some more chip damage. 6 hits, 380, doing a little damage now, punching through. Fade for 280 and change. Temper comes off. We're going to switch some offense. Nukes and Fade. Chaos with Fast. Cure 4, Lock 2, and a nuke, 191. A swing, a wait, fade, nuke, swing, 9 hits, 738. There we go, big swing from that katana. Fade comes out, 118. Swing by the Knight, 7 hits, 255. Non-elemental tornado. The party still survives. Cure 4 coming off. Another nuke. 398, big roll on that nuke. 6 hits. And Chaos with a nuke of his own. Oh, timely Cure 4. The Ninja back up on his feet. We have some Cure. Another swing by the Ninja. 600 damage. Chaos still standing. Another fade. 148 terminated. Dangwoo takes him down. GG's Dangwoo. Gregory Puff as well. Some Temper. Swinging away. Chaos with that nuke. Man mode strats for Gregory Puff now. Tornado. Cure 4 gonna heal up. Swing and a miss. 8 hits, 296. Another swing. 8 hits, 572. Lightning 2 comes out. Blaze. 11 hits, 872. Gregory Puff chipping away.
GG.
It's 632. GG. Gregory and the Upstarts.
With an official FFR bot time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, and 13 seconds. GG to our official third place finishers in the 2020 Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op tournament. We're going to see if we can get our winners in here. As Jet continues the fight against Chaos. Now, we saw that this Chaos has a nuke very, very deep in the spell list, but I don't think anything else necessarily was dangerous. Heal 2's going off, doing a bit more buffing. The information has to be going out that this Chaos is nothing special. The Ice 3 does a lot to that Red Mage. I suspect that Red Mage doesn't have a ribbon. Lock 2 happens, more test firing of swings, but we need more power to crack through all that armor. Nuke goes out for 152. Cure 3 goes off. Lock 2, more evasion reduction. Swing. 9 hits for 768. That's good damage. Hopefully we don't need any more Lock 2 strats because our Red Mage just fell over. We're going to keep swinging away. How about some heal 2? How about some heal 3? Breaking out the big stuff. Making sure that we don't biff it in the last couple minutes. Nuke goes out for 111. Swing. 10 hits for 482. More hits, less damage. Chaos unimpressed. Casts fast. Is going to say, I'll show you guys what melee looks like if I ever get done casting these spells. Heal 3 goes off. Topping the party off. Nuke goes out for 166. Nuke comes in. Over 300 damage to all 3 party members. Swing. 8 hits for 600 damage. Fire 2 goes off. Cure 4 goes off. The knight is back to full health. Ruse goes off just in case Chaos decides to get punchy. Lightning 2 does Lightning 2 things. But 11 hits for 619. Down goes Chaos for Jat at the 1 hour 39 minute mark. And we are joined in the booth by our winners, Grigglypuff and Dangwoo, the Upstarts. GG, guys.
Thank you.
GG's, guys.
We did it.
We did it. We made it through without. It's incredible.
It was good times. It was good times. So apparently, what was it? Ordeals had some dangerous stuff. My thief got me through it because the Griggly goes, "Oh, those zombie Ds have damage twice." I'm like, good thing I ran away.
The struggle was real there. How
So,
about that ordeal location in general with like 8 shards?
yeah, that seemed like a real good place to go to farm shards towards the end of the game.
I found it so early. It was great. I was like, I did this. I did Gaia. Let's do Ordeals, and there was so many shards.
Okay, so you were gonna ask us something. Sorry, we totally cut you.
Yeah, well, sure. Let's talk about the start of the seed. We've got Ice 2, we've got Ice 2 and Warp and Exit. What are we thinking at this point?
I mean, you couldn't ask for more as far as just utility spells. I mean, Exit and Warp are just invaluable in Entrance 4 Shuffle. So it was nice to have it, obviously, because you could dive a little bit safer, warp around, exit around, and stuff like that. The Ice 2 was, it's meh, but it's a sweeper. It does damage. 220 trash clamps always kind of suck because, you think an Ice 2 will take down some arachnids, and then you realize they rolled well over 100 HP, and you're like, oof. But overall, I mean, it was good. We were able to get into places pretty easily and be able to get out of them. It was just we had a really tough time with the save items because we had no save items until we got
Right.
Yes.
What's saving? I don't even understand. What is saving?
Yeah, only expensive houses out of Canaria, and I saw that Deep Onrak had some stuff. I don't know if anyone was able to carry anything out of there or not.
I never actually checked Deep Onrak, and I was gonna go there, and then something happened. Oh, we got the tail, and then from there we kind of knew where all the shards were already, and we were pretty happy, or I was pretty happy with our gear. So I just went on ahead and hit up those Garmaduces I remembered seeing on that Sharknado floor and just went to town on them.
Oh, I just want to mention one thing. I was sweating bullets when I looked at my ninja's HP and it said 383 and Chaos cast a nuke. I said, it's going to die. I just know it's going to die here. And it rolled 308. I was like, of course you would still roll 300. Of course you would.
I mean, it's nuke. It's gotta.
Nuke's always got to do something.
It really does. It was terrifying. I'm just like, please don't. This is going to be so rough if it does. Please don't.
So, I feel like this was a tale of two seeds for Dangwoo, because let's start with the good news. Let's start with Quake Shirt 2 minutes in.
Oh, it's great.
And then ninjas, huh?
Yeah, I mean...
It makes it work, man.
Tell me about the Katana -4 alongside 7 Excal 4s.
So, Yeah, I went a little bit higher because I was telling myself, I'm like, because you see me go back to grind again for a couple more levels because I wanted that 6th hit on the katana.
Mhm.
And so I was looking at my sheet and I'm like, okay, I need to get up to like 35 for that 6th hit. And that gives me an option to kill chaos, if highly absorbed, whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
And luckily we found the katana, -4. I'm like, we can make that work. It's like a vorpal. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, and we've got Bert pulling up to chaos. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this fight. We're gonna do some last-minute party jiggling, some last-minute weapon jiggling. Here we go. Let's start with some Invis 2. How about some tempering on the knight? We're not gonna do fast first. The knight's gonna ruse, and the white mage is gonna Invis 2. Invis 2 goes off first. The party is at 1 stack of 6. Second Invis 2 goes off 2 of 6. We're layering on the melee protection just in case. Lightning 2 comes out. Does Lightning 2 things mostly, except where it did 102 damage to, I believe, the Black Wizard. Ruse goes off. The knight is at 4 of 6. We're going to do another round of defensive buffs. Tornado comes out. Big damage to the White Wizard there. Invis 2 goes off. Party at 3 of 6. Knight at 5 of 6. Test swing. Missed. Invis 2 goes off. The knight is capped. Everyone else is at 4 of 6. That lock 2 is going to be necessary, and we're going to need a lot more after that. We're going to try some fast. How about some lock 2? Another swing. And we're going to use our last heal 3 right now. Lock 2 goes off. Easy to hit. Was it easy to hit? 2 hits, 2 damage. Well, it was kind of easy to hit for nothing. Heal 3 goes off. Fire 2 does Fire 2 things, but a lot of damage to that Black Wizard. I'm pretty really sure that's not ribboned. Fast goes off. Lock 2 going out. Temper going off. Swing. And some more Invis 2, just in case. 5 hits for 414 damage. That's a better hit. Invis 2 goes off. The party is at 5 of 6. Lightning 2 does Lightning 2 things. Lock 2, easy to hit. Next round. Some more Lock 2. Almost a warp, but we're going to back up, change our mind, do some more swings, and a fade. We're going to switch that White Mage to offense. 2 Lock 2s go off. Let's see if we can connect some hits now. But first, a word from our Ice 3 sponsors. Outgoing fade for 174. Final swing. 6 hits for 182. That could have been better. Let's try some nuke strats. Nuke goes out for 106. Lock 2 goes off. We need to chip away just a little bit more at this evasion. Swing goes out. 11 hits for 342. Great number of hits, not so much on the damage. Blaze almost takes down the Black Wizard, but not quite. Fade for 316 is definitely helping the lack of melee power. The Black Wizard is out of tempers, so let's try some nukes. We're also low on party healing, so we're going to have to rely on heal 2 for this. The heal 2 goes out first. The cure 4 goes off. The Black Wizard is back to full hit points. 8 hits for 493 is good. Fast is not. Nuke for 178. We're making okay progress. We need to make it through this chaos before we see that ugly chaos nuke, because I'm not sure what options we're going to have to cover that. 9 hits for 313 is not good news for the let's not get nuked strategy. Fade and nuke, both sub 300, not great. Inferno goes out, brings that Black Wizard back down to almost nothing, but he's out of nukes and he's out of tempers, so we're kind of fine with him going away at this point. Heal 2 will do heal 2 things, but first some nuke for 358. That's good. Lock 2 goes off. A second Lock 2 goes off. We want all the hits we can get out of this knight. Chaos tries to punch but misses. 12 hits for 311. Need more than that. We got a lot of chaos to work through here. Here comes the nuke. Down goes 1, down goes 2, down goes 3. It's Knight versus Chaos. 12 hits for 120 is bad news, but hey, look at that. We gave him the Cure 4 Gauntlet. Unfortunately, the Red Mage was not receptive to our Cure 4 ideas. We're going to try it on the Knight. Let's try swinging. Lightning 2, doing Lightning 2 things. Swing. 10 hits for 245. We need more than that. Fire 2, doing Fire 2 things. But 9 hits for 239 damage. Down goes Chaos. Team A is the second across the line with official FFR bot time of 1 hour, 48 minutes, and 13 seconds. GG to them. Heck of a run through the tournament.
GG, and wow. So that's where Lock was, huh? It was level 1 spells. Kind of forgot
Yeah.
that one too.
You didn't have lock?
No. I had lock 2, and I forgot about
Yeah,
lock
but
1.
2 was like shared a slot with something else, like temper.
Well, I used my ninja when my knight was my primary damage dealer. I used my ninja with lock 2, the item magic.
Oh, okay.
So that wasn't the issue. The issue was when I got the chaos and I was only hitting 9 times instead of 12 because I ran out of lock charges.
No.
And
Mistakes were made.
And we're joined in the booth by our second place finishers, Team A. How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. I killed the chaos for the first time in like 3 seeds or 4 seeds, so I'm pretty
Nice.
confident with that.
Well done.
Yeah, again, Kraken had my number tonight.
Yeah,
Oh?
we saw. What ended up happening on that Kraken 2 fight?
Oh, he just turn order before I can get any defenses up, punched my fighter for 1,000 damage. And then the fight ended.
Well, no, then the backup started because we had a silver 5 red mage, and then
Yeah, and then that guy died.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I tried to Quake Shirt him, get max evade and Quake Shirt him,
Mhm.
but then my white mage got crit through evade and then nuked.
Oof.
I was really hoping for the Quake Shirt. Show Dang how it's done.
You almost did. So they beat us in, I'm assuming?
No, Dangwoo, you were the first in Topher, and I believe Gregley was not far behind you. Jat and Bert were third and fourth into Topher.
Okay.
yeah, I did nothing for like 20 minutes. I had to turn my FFR brain on or something. I have no idea what was going through my head. And then I think Bert and I probably played one of the best mid games we've played probably all tournament, which was like really nice because that's something we've really struggled with. So
Yeah, after I spent like 5 or 6 minutes trying to give a Gurmaduce a cake, or a Gurnog a cake, after that worked out, things went a lot easier.
So, an interesting story of differing strategies here. The mid-game grind, because both teams obviously took one. We had Team A opting for the worm tile in Ordeals, wherever that was, versus the Upstarts taking the Gurmadusa tile in Sharknado Floor, wherever that was.
Oh yeah, we just never found that. We would have taken Gurmaduces if we saw it.
Yeah,
we passed through the Sharknado Floor because it was very early game and we are just trying to get to the bottom of dungeons, so it was just one of the ones we skipped.
Yeah.
So for anybody out there, I have to say this because you've all have seen the clip of Greg Lewis trying to explain to me, the tile. If you go back and watch, I check every tile because once again, he didn't explain it to me in the words that made sense to me. So we had a little argument before I actually grinded.
Well, because I knew that if I called it the frickin' seafood party platter tile, you would have not found it. So I was like,
Hey, you know me so well.
I said the left room, and he goes to the bottom left room, which is not the left room because left is left, not bottom left.
I thought he said the
I would've said
leftist most
bottom.
room. I thought he meant the leftist most room. I went over there. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's a safe tile here. It's cool. I'm like, no, that's werewolves and gerwolves. He's like, no, the left tile. So I checked like
No, I would've
the
put
bottom
the
right
bottom
tile
left.
for some odd reason. I was, yeah.
Anyway.
So that's what we did. It was exciting.
So, I guess, before we move it on to final thoughts, I have one question for everyone here. There is another, there's an Iron Gall co-op league that's going to be starting sometime soon. Are we going to be seeing Team A and the Upstarts competing in that?
Probably, maybe I'll look for another partner, kick out Gregley Puff. I'm just kidding. I love that man. There's no way I'm kicking him out. Kidding me?
Yeah, maybe I'll find somebody who actually remembers where chunks are, so I don't full clear room.
Oh, it's over. Upstarts are done. Unacceptable.
He's like, there's one shard and he'll be like, there's one shard in Sky 1. I'm like, okay, what room?
I don't know. Good luck.
Wait to full clear this whole room looking for the one shard. It's awesome. My favorite. But in all seriousness, yes, more than likely we will play something We will at least attempt whatever the Iron Doll Heavy Metal Championship Tag Team Double Dragon, whatever the heck. We'll at least do the Rumble and see what goes on there.
Team A.
We were asked this last time. We haven't really talked about it much. I think my brain needs like a short break from co-op, but I'm definitely interested in diving back in once I just get back into just general Final Fantasy, I think.
I might have to stick with Jat because he's like the only player who plays Final Fantasy that's within one time zone of me.
That's true.
That is important. That's an important thing right there. Good point.
Yeah, we are the 10 p.m. special.
Did you guys do one at 10 p.m.?
So did anybody actually try the War Mech at all?
Oh yeah, we killed Warmech.
Yeah, Warmech was easy.
There was a simultaneous Warmech fight out of Team A. It was neat.
Yeah. Well, I just can't believe you're not going to ask Dang about his Topher. Like,
Oh, where are we talking about how he was in at an hour and 24 minutes and then immediately out at an hour and 24 minutes?
Because he goes, "Hey, you picked up the ruse, right? Ah, crap."
Hey, Bert had that in Viz 2 on the Red Mage.
And then Unrunnable Chimeras, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just exiting out of this one. Nope.
and then
But I just want to let y'all know that in Topher there was no good chest in any of them. Even the Masa chest, there was nothing in that either.
Yeah.
Dang, we gotta give you a lot of respect for that. Chat was loving every chest their way through carry.
Well,
And then
I was waiting for
all of them-
Griggly anyways. It's nothing against you guys at Team A. I was waiting for Griggly anyways, so it was like, no matter what happens here, I'm going to check this anyways. And Greg goes, "I bet you won't check this." I go, "You don't know me very well. I'm checking them."
And then Tia zapped me through a ribbon. My poor white mage.
Oh, that's something else. Y'all enjoyed the 5, 6, 7 ribbons the seed had on offer?
We only found 3, but 3 was more than enough.
Yeah, there was 5.
Yeah, there were 5. The incentive ribbon, there was like 2 in
Armory.
Oh, Armory, yep. Another one we skipped. We found
Sarda had 1.
Yep. 1 in Topher, top right, and...
and 1 in Sky 3.
Yeah, 1 in Sky 3, that's right. And the left bank of chests.
Yep, there was a lot. I was like, oh, okay, cool. But, no, this seed was definitely... It was so interesting because you looked at this seed and it's impoverished. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm sure that they were wondering, like, okay, what kind of weapons are we going to have to go into this? Mm-hmm. And we get 3 Excalibur plus 4s. Mm-hmm. We get a Katana minus 4. And we're just like, wow, this is much better than when we had a low wealth one time. I mean, okay.
You mean like Rune Sword plus 5 and Sword
exactly.
plus 4? Yeah.
No, I've done some. Yeah, I was gonna say I think I've done some low wealth things where like the light axe plus 4 was the best weapon in the game.
Mm-hmm.
The item magic was also like really good. I mean, it wasn't like Invis Ruse good, but it was like directly below that with Cure 4 and Lock.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that lock was really big, especially these clamps. It's crazy how evasive they are. Was there any, because I know, so I noticed that, Jat, you had AAA, BBB, CCC, DDD. Did you change or reroll?
Nope, I actually like had a really tough time at character select because normally both my black mages are CCC and DDD, and I did not know what to make the red mage, and I just decided the BBB's been the white mage the whole time, so red mage got the leftover CCCC.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I tried like naming my characters for like a week when I was streaming. I'm like, oh, most people name their characters on stream, and it screwed me up so much. I'm like, nope, I'm just gonna be A, B, C, D for the rest of my Final Fantasy career, I think.
It definitely helps to have like a specific name you associate with like a class, because you know, or else you kind of run into that exact problem of you're confused. But I was just curious if so. Let's see, Bert, you ran Fighter White with double black. No, you read
we were Rainbow. We were both on Fighter Rainbow this week.
Nice.
Okay.
We usually ran Fighter Oreo, but we decided to try Red Mage this week just for extra safety, and it worked out pretty well. The Red Mage had quite good defensives, even if he didn't have temper.
Gotcha. Yeah, I was wondering. Because Greg asked me. He goes, "So should I run Fighter Thief White Black?" I go, "Look, man, I've never seen you run a thief like this. You're going into this clamp stuff." He's like, "Yeah, but you run it so well." I'm like, "Yeah, but everybody says I'm insane for doing this. I don't know if you should do this. Like, run something you're comfortable with."
I know, man. You finish Topher every single time before everybody. So there's got to be something about that thief being able to run away from battles and get that katana -4 to do things with all like 400 HP at level 40.
Getting max nuke rolled every time.
Exactly.
All right, so we're going to move on to final thoughts now. We're going to start with the Upstarts. Final thoughts?
Greg is best teammate ever because his memory is way better than mine. I'm lucky to have him. After enough of that kissing his butt, I'm gonna let it go over to him.
I appreciate that. Yes, so the whole shard thing that he talks about, like he doesn't remember where any of the shards are. I'm like, it's in that room, that one chest right there. But in all seriousness, like we had a great time. I'm glad that we did co-op this year. I'm glad we were able to. Thank you to Falconic and Spellzap and Danny for obviously putting the seeds together and running co-op for us. If you have not joined Final Fantasy Randomizer, obviously join our community. It's really awesome. Just because co-op is ending doesn't mean you can't do co-op with the Iron Doll stuff. And then, of course, Fall League will be right around the corner, as well as our Randomizer relay race at some point. GG's to Burt Reynolds and Jad, of course, for taking us on in this. It's not really. I guess it is kind of third place. It's on the challenge, but
No, it counts.
Unofficial. Yeah, it kind of counts. It's an unofficial third place, so we're happy that we were able to do a lot better than we did last year and coming in third place in this. And it was an honor to take on Burt Reynolds and Jad. Great runners, great runners, and that's all I got. GG's.
Okay. All right, Team A, final thoughts.
Go ahead, Bert.
Big thanks to the crew. They always do such a good job with these things, and we wouldn't be able to run this without them. And I'm really looking forward to forfeiting a whole bunch of iron goals now that this is over.
Luffy, my partner in crime, final thoughts.
I just want to thank both teams tonight for a fantastic race. It was great to watch. An amazing tournament as well. I'm new to the community, so I've been seeing some great things. I appreciate you guys having me, and look forward to the next tournament as well.
All right, well, I want to give a big thank you to Speed Gaming for hosting us, for many of the shenanigans that we love to do in our community, including this co-op tournament. I want to give a big thank you to Luffy, who climbed into the booth with me today. A big thank you to the unspoken hero of our run tonight, Mr. Spellzap, for being the tracker extraordinaire. Big thank you to both of our runner teams for being entertaining. For everyone at the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, my name is Left Front Bumper, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, everyone.